I'm Tekeyla Friday. I'm the president of the Prairie Quills Writers Group. This is my second term being president, and I've been a member for 15 years. For my Slice of Life memoir, I have chosen a piece that I've been working on for some time called Mary's Magic Trick. It is about one of my favorite nurses' aides who used to look after me when I was a child. Mary's Magic Trick. As soon as I heard the squeaking of white uniform shoes and the flicking of her pinky nail, I knew Mary was on her way. Mary Walsh was a nurse's aide at the Maple Creek Union Hospital. She was one of my favorite people. I recall the tall, heavy-built woman with broad shoulders strolling the halls of the hospital, flicking her pinky nail against her thumb as she checked on patients room by room. I tried to breathe slow and carefully to prevent the wheezing in my chest from drowning out my hearing. My excitement often flared my chest, causing death-rattle wheezes, making it hard to breathe. I had been born a severe asthmatic, and so I spent 2/3 of my childhood in the hospital. I waited at the threshold of the children's ward, listening for Mary to come down the hall. I peered around the corner of the door. As soon as she was near, I leapt out from the children's ward and jumped up and down. "Mary, show me the magic trick," I pleaded, "please." I don't recall how old I was when Mary first showed me her trick, but I wanted to see it over and over again. Mary took a roll of medical tape out of her pocket. She wrapped strips around each of her index fingers. Most of the time, she could tear the tape with her tough nails, but sometimes she had to take her right-angle scissors out of her pocket and cut the tape. Once the tape was secure, she stuck out her index fingers straight, and while curling her other fingers and thumbs into a fist. "Two little dicky birds sitting on a hill," she started in a sing-song voice. "One named Jack, one named Jill. Fly away, Jack." She'd flip her finger behind her head, and when she brought it back down, the tape had disappeared. "Fly away, Jill." The tape disappeared from her other finger, too. Mary asked, "Where did they go?" I looked behind her head, searched her neck, and even lifted up the back of her short, curly black hair to find the tape. But to no avail could I discover what Mary did with the tape in such a quick flip of her fingers. She laughed and said, "See, I'm magic." "I want to know how you're magic. Teach me the trick," I pleaded. Mary shook her head. "You have to figure it out." She continued to the nurse's desk, leaving me to entertain myself. I think I was 8, possibly close to 9, when I figured out Mary's trick. Out of sheer boredom, I was flipping through the cable stations on the TV, looking for something entertaining to watch. That was when I came across Cookie the Clown. I didn't always watch the program, as live action programs didn't hold my attention as well as animated ones. Cookie the Clown caught my attention because he had tape on his index fingers and was showing the audience of children Mary's magic trick. I watched intensely as Cookie made the tape disappear and reappear. He explained to the children that he switched his index finger with his middle finger, and the tape was actually still on his index finger, but now hidden behind his thumbs in his fist. Exuberance flooded me at the thought that I had finally figured out Mary's magic trick. I could hardly wait to tell her. I switched off the TV and ran out to the nurse's station, where Mary was taking a break from her duties at the desk. I flashed her a huge grin. "Show me the magic trick, please, Mary. I think I got it figured out," I said. "All right, we'll see," she laughed. She fished her tape out of her pocket. I hopped up on the desk to watch. RN Doreen Coles was busy with charts. Mary adorned her index fingers with tape, and she said her rhyme, making the tape disappear and reappear. "Can I try now?" I asked, thinking I was so smart and wanted to impress Mary with my magic. She helped me tear off 2 pieces of tape and wrap them around my index fingers. I mimicked Mary, making the tape disappear and reappear. "Who told you my trick?" Mary exclaimed when I completed the trick perfectly. "I figured it out," I replied. "Did Doreen tell you?" She blamed the RN. "No, it wasn't me," Doreen responded, not looking up from her work. I shook my head and decided to confess. "I saw it on the Cookie Clown show just a few minutes ago." "Well, now what am I going to do?" Mary's face was crestfallen. "I had you fascinated with that trick for years, and now Cookie the Clown ruined it." It wasn't the reaction I was expecting. I felt hollow and deflated inside. Mary laughed. "Well, I'll just have to find something else now," she said. I wandered back to my room, aimed on finding something else to watch on TV. For some reason, I felt guilty for figuring out Mary's magic trick.